So today we are going to talk about the power of a daily activity tracker. We've actually done this on the team earlier this week. I had everybody create their own daily tasks and set goals for like a daily checklist so that by the end of the week, you end up actually having an accomplishment for the week. I thought it was really important. And there is a book that I have read and I was sharing it with the team and it is super good. I can't believe that he wrote a whole book on it. Actually, it's The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. It was one of the first books that I was suggested to read when I first got into real estate. And it kind of just talks about the power of like small little things every day that compound into being a big change. Because we don't just like wake up one day and say, hey, I want to own a house on the beach that's like $2.6 million and I'm going to get it tomorrow. Like that's just not what happens. People generally have a dream and then there's small daily activities and tasks and weekly goals and monthly goals and yearly goals to get you to a certain place. So when you see someone who has something that you want or like that there is something out there that you're looking to obtain for yourself, you don't just like wake up one day and have those things without actually putting in some energy and doing daily tasks to get there. The one analogy that he talked about in the book that I think is absolutely amazing is the one, Tony, we kind of talked about this at the meeting. It was like talking about like weight loss and like weight gain. It's true because like those little snacks that you take every single day that end up being like an extra 100 calories a day ends up being like an extra like 5 inches on your waistline, like 6 months in or like a year in. And you're like, crap. Like,
it was like all that immediate payoff, right?
I mean, again, you can cut it either way. So like if you cut out that extra snacking, it's obviously going to compound to you losing weight. And if you keep snacking, it's obviously going to compound into you gaining weight. And then again, you're going to wake up and be like, how the hell did I just get here? So the compound effect is very powerful. It does take time, obviously, to get you from point A to point B, but you'll just wake up one day and be like, hey, I can't believe I just got here. I mean, even thinking about my own life, like we just bought our 4th house. Like looking back, I'm like, how the heck did we do all that? But it was just like small little things that we did along the way. And then now all of a sudden, like this is what it looks like. But like I have friends that are like, how the hell did you do that? And I'm like, well, I mean, I didn't just say I was going to have it tomorrow. I've been working on it for the last 10 years. Little stuff like that. So the daily activity tracker, obviously, I think number one, you should write down, you need to have motivation in order to do these daily activities, obviously. So figuring out when we do our yearly goals, because we're actually at the end of this month, we're supposed to do like our 6-month review for our goals that we set in January. And so when we do those yearly goals and we talk about like our why and why we're doing this and like what it would do for your life in order to actually obtain like a really good income or to like buy your life back through like having flexibility through the team and taking time off. Just like there's obviously like a lot of big whys as to why people are in this industry. And so if you don't have a strong why, you're never going to want to do your daily tasks. So I think that's probably the first step is to write down your why. Tony, do you want to do the screen share with the whiteboard for me? And then we can kind of write some stuff down. Okay, so the first thing, again, would be your why. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you in the industry? Why are you waking up every day to do this? And that could be for any business that you are even in. It doesn't have to be real estate related. However, whatever you're doing, like if you're a mortgage broker, if you're in the financial industry, if you are in real estate, if you're on a real estate team, but you're on the administrative side, obviously you are doing this for a reason. So figure out what that reason is and really dig deep as to why you're doing it, because it needs to be powerful enough in order for you to get up every day and actually do the task that you have set for your daily activity.
Doing it or doing what you're doing. Dig deep and really figure out why you're doing it. Good enough.
You should be able to like click and drag that and put it up in like the top corner. Because now we're going to talk about the daily activities. Everyone's is going to look a little bit different. So like Tony's and I say on our team, and then like I run the business and I'm also an agent. So again, like everything that you do is going to be a little bit different depending on what your role is. But for myself, like I have 20 phone calls These are just some examples. You guys can write these all down and add to it. You can do whatever you like. So for myself, I do 20 phone calls, and then I do 10 to new clients and 10 to like my active clients. Okay. And then I also do 5 past client reach outs. I try and do 2 thoughtful send outs a day. So for example, I go on to my Facebook. I just look and see what's going on in people's lives. So say, for example, I have a client that just got married. So I might send them like a congratulations on your wedding, maybe send them a gift card for dinner type thing. It doesn't have to be big, like maybe just send them like $25 or whatever, right? Say, for example, you see someone's dog passed away, you can send them flowers. I just had one client that posted that she had to go for surgery and I sent her flowers, or maybe someone's expecting a baby, just stuff like that. So 2 thoughtful send outs, because it just like makes it so that people realize that you do still care. So that's really important, obviously, in our industry. What else do I do on a daily basis? I also make sure that I connect with at least 10 people a day. I try and do 10 like interactions, like, and that can be with just like friends, family, you name it, because your sphere of influence is also really important. So you don't want to forget about like your friends and family. Like they're going to be part of your like raving fan club because they want to support you in your business. So making sure that you do still have relationships with them, keeping up to date with what they're doing. So I want to do that as well. I also have a goal of connecting within our business. Like I'm obviously wanting to grow the team. So connecting with new realtors is obviously important to like my role on the team. So I have it to connect with 5 new realtors. And that's like not even just in Kamloops. Like I'm talking to realtors throughout all of Canada, because we do run the mentorship program as well. Also, I have a goal to comment on at least 10 people's social media accounts, right? And it can't be just like a thumbs up. Like it has to be like something thoughtful that you're saying. So if someone says, say if there's a picture of your friend at the beach with their kids, like I would probably say like something genuine. So I'd be like, if I liked their bathing suit, I'd be like, oh my God, their bathing suit so cute. Like, where did you get that? Or like, oh, what beach is that at? I want to take our kids there. Or something genuine. Like you look at the photo, think of something that you actually care about and write it down. Like don't just be spitting things out that you don't actually care about, because people can, it's not authentic, and being inauthentic is gross. So don't do that.
Yeah. Isn't it like a minimum of 5 words or something?
Something like that. Yeah, I think 5 is probably like a good amount. Yeah, you don't want to do like
Looks good.
looks good, cool photo,
Yeah.
sounds fun. Like nobody, like you, they don't have anything to like reply back to you at. Like your interaction like is not going to go anywhere. It's kind of funny. So those are my examples. Tony, did you have anything you want to add to that? Because your job is to obviously like nurture our leads. So I feel like you probably have like a handful.
For me, I do. Should look at my. I know that I have like more interactions. Just trying
Like
to
you
find
have
a
a
text
goal for
message.
PCS signups, right? And then you
Right.
also have the
Yeah.
goal for talking about exploratory tours, which we do. You have the
Yeah.
goal for consultations and coffee appointments.
Yeah, those are the good ones. And then contact prospects. So to make sure I'm nurturing our warm lead active clients. So that's on top of just interactions, because interactions can be with new people. And then just for our CRM, just to organize it a little more, like just to figure out who's really a prospect and not. So kind of to touch on all the points of managing the CRM.
Yeah, there was one that you had. It was like making sure you move people from like one tab to the other, right? Like you wanted to do a minimum of so many a day. It's good. It's good. So this is just like a daily task. Obviously, there are weekly tasks that you want to do as well. Tony, what was an example of that? Because I remember reading it on your sheet the other day.
My weekly one was the PCS signups. I hadn't broken it down to a daily one just because of the way my hours are. Also, my interactions was broken into the week instead of a day, just because I'm looking for like quality interactions as opposed to someone picking up the phone, which some days it's hard to get. Like I'll have like 20 dials and no one answers, and then I'm out of time.
I do like that though, because if you do like a weekly activity, like your daily goal is like, okay, 20 phone calls, whether they answer or not. 20, or you know what I mean? And breaking that down into like like I said, the 10 new and 10 active, or like you could do
Yeah.
the new leads and prospecting leads, where the weekly activity could be like, okay, well, I want at least, the 15 quality interactions. So that would be for Tony's hours, because again, she is part-time, but say if someone's working full-time hours, you'd want that to be 15 quality interactions a day. Like if you have a full-time ISA, that's 15 a day, which I'm really bad
So
at math.
75 a week would be for like a full-time ISA.
That's 8 hours a day. So you could obviously, depending on how many hours you plan on prospecting, obviously you can divide that by how many hours. So again, like we were saying for Tony, she's part-time. So 15 quality interactions a week is a decent goal. Yeah. And then we also have Sophie on our team who does it as well. So, I mean, putting them both together, you're at like probably 30, 35 quality interactions a week, which is good. It's good. Keep the pipeline full so that all the agents always have leads, which is important.
Keep you guys hopping.
Weekly activity too. This could be like, you're not going to go for a coffee appointment every day, right? But I mean, it would be important to say, I'm going to do at least 2 in-person consultations / coffee appointments. When I say consultation, I mean, like that's you going over your VIP buyer program. However, you could easily set a coffee appointment just to like meet with them and like build some rapport with them. It doesn't have to be the consultation, but I still think that the coffee appointment and like meeting with your clients one-on-one with even without the consultation portion is important. I even met a client and we took our kids to the park just so that like we could meet.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cute. It was kind of nice. Because then you just get to know them and figure out what's important to them, right? Because I mean, this business can be there's 2 different types of realtors in this world. One is a transactional realtor who just cares about the one transaction, and then they're going to go on a hunt for another transaction. And then I think the other one, there might be more, I'm going to break it down into the 2, is that there's relational realtors. And those are the people who, like, again, are super authentic. They actually genuinely care. They're talking to you about what's important to you, and they want to build a relationship with you, not just for the purpose of the transaction. So like I said, I feel like there's those 2 completely cut and dry titles of the types of realtors that are out there. And actually probably even mortgage brokers would fall into this category. Financial advisors fall into this category because we are all commission based. And either you are on the hunt for just a transaction or you actually care. So I think it's really important to actually care and be genuine and appreciate those people. And doing the coffee appointment and actually getting to know them kind of solidifies that as well. Another weekly activity could be, I want to say volunteering, but it doesn't have to be weekly, right? Like maybe that's like a monthly thing. But it would be good to get out into the community once a week, whether that is maybe you're taking dance lessons, right? And then you meet new people. Maybe you are taking an art class. Maybe there's lots and lots of things that are happening, right? And you can get out into the community and you can meet people. And there's lots of things going on in the summer right now. Like we have the Buskers Festival that's happening this weekend. We have Rib Fest another weekend. There's the farmers market that's getting out. Just getting out into the community, whether or not you are like setting up a booth or if you're just going with your family, the fact that you're getting out there, I mean, take pictures and put them on your social media and like encourage other people to go get into the community, right? Like I think that we taken for granted all of these community activities and that it really was a shocker when COVID hit and we didn't get to do them anymore. So getting out at least once a week is, I think, really important for sure.
What about like social media posts? Would that be a weekly activity or a daily one?
I would say it's a daily activity. Honestly, there's an algorithm, right? So if you only post like weekly, it's not going to do as well as if you do like daily posts, right? Like people's Instagrams that do really well, they're doing daily posts, they're commenting on people's stuff. They have a lot of things going on their page and then the algorithm thinks that people like your page because it has lots going on and it starts sharing it. That social media should be at least once a day. I would say that you could probably have a weekly task of recording videos and reels and TikToks. So that's a good one. Thanks, Tony. Make sure that you do a social media post every day. It doesn't have to be a video. Videos do take time, but make it a weekly task to actually do like a recorded video. I would say at minimum, I would do 2. We do 2 a week, and I would like to do significantly more than that, but it does take up a lot of time. So I would say at least do 2. And if you have time for it, if you can do it every day, then that is like going to launch you really forward. The thing is that when you do social media posts and it's just a photo, it doesn't get blasted out to everybody. But when you do reels and TikToks, those actually go out to significantly more people, and those people aren't even on your friends list. Like they see it way more. So on Instagram, when you're on like your feed and you're scrolling through, you're only seeing the things that you've liked and your friends that you interact with on your feed. And in order for you to see a post that's somebody else's, you have to go into like the search category, and it has lots of things that it thinks that you will like. That's what you have to do for the actual like posts that aren't videos. But then on the reels and stuff like that, there's actually a button at the bottom, and you can just sit there and scroll and watch people's videos. And there's so many, it's everybody that you don't know. And the algorithm shows the ones that are liked the most. Anyway, so if you can get your friends and family to like your post, and then it ends up going on to the search category where people are just mindlessly scrolling because people like videos, yours is going to pop up there, which could go viral, which means that your account's going to get seen by more people. That's why the videos are really important, but they do take time.
Like, let's say you have an active listing. How often do you get in touch with the client of the active listing?
You should be reaching out to your active listings every day, just touching base with them, saying, hey, this is what we're doing today. Like we shared your post on all these pages. This is how many people have looked at it. We do a weekly breakdown on everything. So Callie actually has them all set up on Flowdesk with templates. And we do like, this is how many people have viewed it. This is how many people have printed it out. This is how many agents have printed it out. This is what it looks like for a price reduction, like all of that stuff. That's a weekly thing. But I definitely try and do like a daily interaction with all of our listings just to make sure that they know that we are top of mind, or that they are top of mind for us, and that we are obviously marketing their property. Same with, you should have a top 25 list for who your top 25 clients are, because we categorize all of our clients for like A clients, which are buying in the first like 30 days. Then we have B clients that are 60 to 90 days. Now I'm having
60.
Yeah,
No,
now
30 to 60.
Yeah, I was like, there's a gap there. What is happening?
Yeah.
For the first 30 days, those are active leads. And then from the 30 day to 90 day, that's a B client. And then 90 to 120, I would call that a C client. 120 plus would be the D clients. And we always are trying to move them forward, right? So like the D will eventually become a C, and the C will become B. Your A clients, you should have a list. And I think that you should have at least 25 A and B clients on the go at any given time. And that is how you kind of keep your pipeline full. And that's how you never have a lull in your paychecks, right? So that being said, I connect with my top 25 on a weekly basis as well. And if they are like, I connect with the B ones probably on a weekly basis, and I connect with the A ones probably on a daily basis, right? So I go through the hot sheet and I see my top 25 clients or the A clients that are looking every single day. I'm checking the hot sheet and being like, hey, did you see this one? Yes, they're getting it in their inbox anyway, because we have them set up on PCS. However, I am not going to be that agent who just waits for things to pop up and waits for people to be like, oh, hey, I'm interested in this one. Like I'm actively like helping them. I remember when I first got started in real estate, my mom was like, don't be that agent that never looks for houses for your client, because I've moved like 16 times, something crazy. Yeah, I've moved a lot.
That's nuts.
So my mom has bought and sold a lot of real estate. And so she literally was like, I have had so many agents who just set me up, and then they just forget about me, and they just expect me to reach out to them when I find something that I want to look at. And like, yes, we have like 200 and something people in our PCS program, but they're all categorized from A, B, C, D clients, right? And so when they get into that A category, we nurture them obviously according to what they are labeled. Like if you're like a D client and you're like 120 days plus out, we're not going to bug you every day. That would drive you freaking crazy. But as you move through the process and you get to be an A client and you are actively looking and you really need to find a house, we're in contact with them every day. And I check the hot sheet again, being like, hey, did you see this one? Like, did you want to look at it? It should be on your PCS program. So go check it out. And then at least they know that I'm actively looking and that I'm pointing ones out that might have fallen through the cracks for them to see as well. Because I know what they're looking for. I've had a conversation with them about what it is that's important to them. So yes, that was actually a good point, depending on where they are at. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, depending on your job, you're going to have different things. Like, for example, Cheryl is administration. So her daily task is going to look different, right? Like hers is to follow up with the people who have active contracts, right?
Yeah.
Her daily task is to make sure that the deposits are in for certain days and make sure that everything is in my calendar properly for when subjects are removed, right? Callie, her daily tasks are also going to be different because she's on the marketing side of things. Like maybe she has daily tasks for coming up with content for the posts, right? Like maybe hers is like just scheduling things out. I think that she batches them and does 2 weeks at a time, but either way, like she could have a daily goal of like doing research, right? Doing research for an hour every day on what's happening in the community. She could have a daily task of organizing her photos and stuff like that. So it really depends on what your role is within the business that you're in. But either way, there's going to be a daily activity that you can do to make sure that you hit your weekly goals, monthly goals, and then yearly goals.
Your long-term goals. There's always little steps you can take to get there, even if it doesn't feel like it's a big step.
I agree. And you're not just going to say, hey, tomorrow I'm going to be a millionaire, or hey, tomorrow I'm going to like have an empire. You know what I mean? Like you always are going to have like daily things to get you to where you want to go. Maybe your daily goal is maybe your long-term goal is to just like retire comfortably, right? Like mine sounds crazy. I'm like, I want to be like not a millionaire. I want to be more than a millionaire, but you know what I mean?
Just a billionaire.
Just a billionaire.
Just a billionaire. No big deal.
Manifesting. Yeah, I'm manifesting. Okay.
Yeah.
If you don't say it out loud, it's not going to happen. So, and if it's not a scary goal, it's not big enough. So
Totally could, because you're taking all the steps.
I'm going to be a
Why
billionaire.
not? What
That's
are
what
you
we're
now? You're
manifesting.
like almost there. I'm going to give it away on here. You're almost 30. So like in another 25, 30 years, is that when you want to retire?
Cody and I are set to retire when we're like 50, which is like
Perfect.
pretty cool. However,
Yeah.
I love working. I don't think that I would retire fully. I feel like I am always going to be like doing things, but either way, money, no object. I'm fucking cool with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Totally possible. Keep showing up for yourself and doing all your little daily activities and you'll get there.
Oh yeah, see, and weekly activity, we are recording these
Yeah.
YouTube videos weekly, compound effects, because now we
Yeah.
have like, I'm like, man, it's going to take us so long to get content for our YouTube channel. And I'm looking at it now and I'm like, man, we have like 10 plus videos at least.
It'll
And I'm
take
like,
long if we don't do it.
yeah, it'll take longer if you don't do it.
Yeah.
At least we're doing it.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you again for showing up for me, Tony. I appreciate it. This is
I'm
good
gonna
stuff.
stop this here. There.
And I will see you next week because I'm going camping after this.